What's up guys, Smash Connoisseur here, and as you can see I have a whole new setup, new lighting, new background, Pikachu, and new mic. So you guys will have to tell me if it's all better or what I should fix. But in today's video I'm going to be talking about my top 5, or I guess bottom 5, least favorite characters in Smash Ultimate. So, I love Smash Ultimate, and I'm sure you do too, but let's be fair, there's a couple characters that we probably don't like as much, right? So this is just gonna be my top 5. Without further ado, let's just get right into it. So, for my number 5, I'm going to go with Samus. Now, you know, I don't hate Samus, but I don't think the character is super entertaining. And this is no offense to, you know, any Samus player out there. I think Samus is a good character for sure, but I don't think Samus is the most entertaining character out there. And I think that's because Samus is really rewarded for kind of being far away, charging up, and then firing the charge shot, obviously. And I think some characters who run away and then charge something can be cool. Like, for example, Hero, I think is pretty, like, entertaining and funny. And he has to run away to get his spells, but Samus kind of charges the same thing every time. It's not like something wacky with Hero. So that's why I'm gonna put Samus at the number 5 spot. But again, no offense to any Samus players. I think you're totally fine. At number 4, I'm going to give it to Min Min. Now, Min Min has a really, like, kind of odd situation in my opinion, where I think a lot of people, back when Min Min first released, all hated on Min Min, and we all said Min Min's super annoying and boring. And then nowadays, you never hear anybody talk about Min Min. And I don't know what caused that. Maybe it's just because there's no top level Min Mins like there were. And don't get me wrong, I think that some Min Mins are actually really hype. Like, I think Proto Banham is a super sick player, and he's actually one of my favorite players. Maybe in the next video, I'll make my top 10 favorite players. But yeah, Proto Banham's super cool, and I love his Min Min. But I think your average Min Min player, no offense to you if you play Min Min, but I think can be not as entertaining because they're just throwing the arms at you from the other side of the stage. And I'm not saying it's like easy or anything. I can definitely see how it's hard, but it's, I think, not as hyped to watch when I'm watching a tournament. If I see a Min Min match coming on versus, like, I don't know, like a Fox match, I'm probably gonna not watch the Min Min one. Now for the number 3 character, I think a lot of you guys will be somewhat surprised by what I pick, but there is a reason for it. I think a lot of you guys will think, wait, what? Like, that character is not higher on the list? But there are actually 2 characters that I think are even less entertaining than this character. So at number 3, I'm going to put Steve. Now, I know a lot of you guys don't like Steve, and clearly I am not super entertained by Steve. And for me, the reasons I don't think Steve are that entertaining is because Steve's whole game plan is really almost like an elevated version of what Samus does, where Steve's just trying to sit on the other side of the stage, build the wall, mine, you know, throw a minecart here and there, drop an anvil, and just proceed to do the same thing repeatedly. And I'm more like the characters that are, like, always in your face, like Roy and stuff like that. So it's not super entertaining to me. And I think the Steve matches also tend to drag on a lot of the time. And I think some players, like, mess around more, like Onin, but then, like, Akola does not really mess around at all. He's just really sticking to the Steve game plan, and that's nothing against him. I mean, I would do that too. Like, you gotta do what you can to win. but it's just not that hype in my opinion. So that's why I'm gonna put Steve at number 3. But Steve would be like worse in my opinion if Steve wasn't like as silly as he is. But I think Steve can actually be pretty silly just with like how dumb a lot of the stuff he does is. So that's why I still think Steve isn't like the most annoying character in the game. But number 2, I'm going to go with Mr. Game & Watch. Now, again, no offense to anybody who plays Mr. Game & Watch, but this character is just not hype, and I don't think can be hype. There was only one period in my, lifespan of watching Smash where I thought that Mr. Game & Watch was an entertaining character, and it's when Mia first started becoming a very, very top level player. So during events like the Ludwig Smash Invitational and things like that, Mia traveled out to the US and he got to fight against players like Gluto, and I actually thought those sets were pretty hype because they went game 5, and it was just this new player. I think just new players are always fun to watch. But eventually, like everything else, the honeymoon stage kind of wore off, and now I don't think Mia's that hype anymore. And I've been watching Meister for many years now, so I don't think he's that hype either, to be honest. Obviously, like everybody else, I love a good 9 when you just dong and then it's over. But I think that's not as common these days. I think Mr. Game & Watch players don't like going for the 9, and that just makes it a bit less entertaining. And you kind of just know what Mr. Game & Watch is going to do. If you're at the ledge, you can throw the meat at you, and then if you go near a shield, he's going to jump out. And I just feel like for that reason, I don't find him as entertaining as, some other characters in this game, like Joker or something like that. But yeah, so now without further ado, number 1, most annoying character, I'm gonna go with Fox. No, I'm joking. I'm going to go with Sonic. Sonic, in my opinion, is not that hype. Again, no disrespect to Sonic players, no disrespect to Ken or Sonics, because they're just trying to play the game. But the character is, like Sakurai gave him basically the same side B and down B. Like, spin charge and spin dash are so similar, I think most players don't even know what the difference is between the two moves. And all Sonic games are super slow. Like, you will barely ever see a fast Sonic game. And Sonic players always know, if they're up 1 stock, the vibes. Like, they're gonna run away from you. And you can't blame them. It's just the character's built to do that. So that's why I don't find Sonic that hype. But yeah, that's just my opinion. Be sure to tell me what you guys think in the comments below. And I hope I didn't hurt any feelings. And also be sure to subscribe and like the video. So yeah, thank you and see ya.